Bringing you up-to-the-minute and relevant news in local and international maritime trade, it's Nimasa this week. Hello and welcome. My name is Iretiola Doyle.
Traditional rulers from the South and Southeast geopolitical zones have expressed their appreciation to President Goodluck Jonathan for awarding the Calabar River dredging contract. The monarchs, who paid a courtesy call to the Minister of Transport, Senator Idris Umar, recently in his office, noted that the economic significance of the contract was huge due to its strategic importance to the ports and the country. Senator Umar, representing President Goodluck Jonathan, commended the monarchs for their continued support and cooperation over the years and assured them of the president's commitment to his transformation agenda.
The 10th batch of 53 students for the Nigerian Seafarers Development Program (NSDP) have proceeded to the Ahmed University in India for the one-year foundation course. The DG and Chief Executive of Nimasa, Mr. Ziakede Patrick Akpobulukemi, has stated that the agency is committed to human capacity development to fully exploit the maritime potentials of our country. Our correspondent, Rachel Ubani, reports.
Since the implementation of the Nigerian Seafarers Development Program (NSDP) 5 years ago, over 2,500 young Nigerians have benefited or are currently enjoying various levels of sponsorship in schools in the United Kingdom, Egypt, Romania, India, and Philippines. The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency (Nimasa) expends huge funds on the program as part of its commitment to develop human capacity. This feat, however, would not have been achieved without the immense support given by the President Goodluck Jonathan administration.
You owe us a duty, our cadets, to continue to pray for Nigeria, to continue to pray for the President. Without his benevolence, support, it would have been very, very difficult, perhaps practically impossible to go this mile.
Recently, the 10th batch of 53 students proceeded for the Ahmed University, India, for a one-year foundation course in marine engineering and nautical science. The Nimasa helmsman, Mr. Ziakede Patrick Akpobulukemi, was unequivocal in his reaffirmation of the agency's commitment to human development.
We are laying a good seed today that tomorrow our people can find bearing. Our youth can be gainfully employed. We can be respected. Economically, we can prosper. Socially, we should be there. That is why we are happy today.
The coordinator, Nigerian Seafarers Development Program, Irene McFoy, speaking at the Muritala Mohammed International Airport recently in Lagos, noted that only 53 candidates passed the stringent screening process. She also talks about the program and plans for the future.
There's a collaboration between the United Kingdom and India. India gives them the foundation program. When they are done with the foundation program, they go over to UK. But during the foundation program, the officials from South Shields University, Southern Tide University, they come over to Ahmed University 3 times during the program to examine the students. They set the questions. It's not Ahmed that sets the question. They set the question, they invigilate, and then decide, who is going to progress to the next phase.
Some of the students, glad to be beneficiaries, expressed their thanks to Nimasa and the President and assured them of their best.
I want to thank our able President, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, and also our able President, also the Nimasa, for this great opportunity. I count myself, I see it as a privilege and not an it's a privilege. Let me use that word. That's the best word I can use. And I promise to represent Nimasa, represent Nigeria, and to represent my family.
While emphasizing the great opportunity afforded them, the DG Nimasa advised the students to be good ambassadors of the nation and eschew all forms of negative behavior.
You hold Nigeria and the government of Nigeria and the people of Nigeria to keep the flag of Nigeria flying wherever you go. You owe us a duty in projecting the good nature, the good people, the good culture of Nigeria.
The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency established its Nimasa Science and Technical College to consolidate its efforts in human capacity development for the maritime sector and to make Nigeria a major maritime hub in Africa. Recently, the entrance examination for candidates aspiring to gain admission into this premium institution took place in 5 centers across our nation. Now, this well-organized exercise drew a horde of students from every nook and cranny of our country. Our Waterways correspondent, Amanda Akpan, reports.
The second entrance examination into the Nimasa Science and Technical College NSTC Okoloba Delta State was conducted recently in 5 centers across the country. The examination, which held in Abuja, Delta, Enugu, Lagos and Benue State, had over 800 applicants who took the examinations that would qualify them to be enrolled for senior secondary education in the college. The conduct of the examination across the centers was generally peaceful, with officers and men of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps on hand to deal with any breakdown of law and other. Candidates in the various centers who were accompanied by their parents expressed gratitude to Nimasa for the opportunity to be part of the examination.
It's a great opportunity and it's my pleasure. I want to tell them very, very big thank you. I want to thank them for bringing this school and this opportunity for us to write this exam to go into the school.
The candidates were elated to be given an opportunity to participate in the examinations and promised to be of good conduct when admitted into the college. In the same vein, parents who accompanied their children and wards expressed satisfaction with the conduct of the examination and expressed the hope that their children will pass the exams and be admitted in the college.
I want to use this opportunity to thank the federal government, Nimasa, especially the DC, when he came on board. He had made these things very free, liberal.
I thank God that our president, Goodluck Jonathan, has made it possible for our children to know what Nimasa is all about, to know that our children will go there and know something about marine. My daughter is there, they are performing, even their teachers, they are giving them their best.
The coordinators from the various centers applauded the conduct of the examination and assured of Nimasa's commitment to the development of the Nigerian maritime industry, while assuring that when the construction of the permanent side of the college would have been completed, the numbers of intakes into the college will be increased.
We can see that the entire process was quite transparent. The examination well attended because it was properly advertised by the agency. The parents, I also had attestation of parents that both the ones that have their children in the school already and the ones that are intending to take their children to the school. We can just see from their testimonies that the effort of Patrick Akobalekemi's desire to really make educational empowerment in the direction of the maritime sector is yielding results already.
The principal of the college, Mr. Enere Pamosateya, encouraged parents to send their wards to the Nimasa Science and Technical College, which have a combination of technical science, maritime and general studies, which are a major requirement for surviving in the 21st century.
Nimasa Science and Technical College is established in line with Vision 2020, that is to make Nigeria a maritime nation in the year 2020. And so there is need for we to send our wards and our children to attend the Science and Technical College so that they will be practically inclined, so that at the end of the program, they will be self-reliant and self-employed.
The Nimasa Science and Technical College Okoloba was established in 2013 by the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency Nimasa to provide technical training for youths desirous of taking up careers in the maritime sector. The institution is also to serve as a demonstration school for the Nigerian Maritime University in Okerenkoko, where the college graduates will pursue further qualifications leading to the awards of diplomas, degrees, and postgraduate certificates. Nimasa this week caught up with the head public relations at Nimasa, Mr. Isiche Osangbi, who spoke to us on the agency's strategic reason for setting up the Nimasa Science and Technical College.
The Science and Technical College, located in Okolaba in Delta State, is a breeding ground, as planned by Nimasa, for sharp, very brilliant, knowledgeable children who will be creative enough to help contribute positively to the growth of this country.
The first ever election of the Nigerian Indigenous Ship Owners Association, NISA, is scheduled to take place in October 2014. Now, the NISA election was top of the agenda at the association's general meeting, which took place recently to deliberate on the way forward. Our waterways correspondent, Amanda Akwan, was present at the meeting, and here reports.
The general meeting of the Nigerian Indigenous Ship Owners Association (NISA) took place recently and had in attendance members of the association and their top executives. The meeting started with a speech of the outgoing chairman of the association, Chief Isaac Jalapamo, who stressed the important role NISA had played in influencing government policy.
The ISAN idea, which is now NISA, was conceived in my office some over 13 years ago at one of those regular meetings between Captain Emmanuel Yenacho, Diola Binjo, and my good self, on especially how to ensure that people who have invested in shipping the industry can take benefit of the cabotage trade to expand their fleet, create wealth and employment opportunities for Nigerian seafarers.
Chief Jalapamo also spoke on the ineffective patronage from the international oil companies for the benefit of Nigeria and Nigerians, which has been a major challenge to the association. He, however, implored all members of the association to work towards the realization of the Pan-African Shipping Development Project, which is top priority to NISA. Top of the agenda at the meeting was a NISA election, which is the first ever election the association will be conducting and is scheduled to hold on the 15th of October 2014. The Association General Secretary, Captain Nii Labinjo, shed more light on the timetable for the forthcoming elections.
Debate day is now fixed for 13th October. The election day, the movement of the election day from 9th to 15th is due to the Sala, which is coming up.
It will interest you to know that the position of chairman for the association will be contested by credible maritime professionals who have contributed immensely to the development of the maritime sector and are determined to do more even as they aspire for a bigger platform. These persons are Mr. Paul Jegede, Japol Oil and Gas, Mr. Temisa Omasheye, former Director General of Nimasa, Engineer Greg Ogbefu, CEO Stars Investment Group, and Captain Nii Labinjo, the incumbent secretary of the Nigerian Ship Owners Association (NISA). When asked on the reasons behind their intention to run for the chairmanship position of NISA, this is what they had to say.
My original constituency is the shipping industry. That's where I was from the beginning. That's where I was until I went into government to become the DG of Nimasa. I can safely say that I am the one person in Africa that has been an administrator and now back into the shipping industry. Shipping is my passion. I have now felt what it takes for a ship owner, and I understand what the maritime administrator is suffering. So I believe that I can bring a synergy between the ship owners and the maritime administrator to work better.
The theme of my campaign is bring back our jobs, and that is what I intend to do. I intend to do that. I intend also to formulate a strategy to ensure that our shipyards start working and working well.
I'm contesting for the office of president. I think I have a good pedigree in the industry. Being an operator, I have had the opportunity to serve the public sector in committees of government and the private sector. And my experience as a businessman eminently positions me to be able to help this association.
Other candidates running for various positions also expressed their intentions.
So I'm interested and in serving in the position of the first vice president.
The outgoing chairman of the association, Chief Isaac Jolakamo, had this piece of advice for the aspiring candidates.
My advice is very simple, that the association should beat in their hearts. I mean, they should love the association with all their heart before they can think of coming to vie for an election. Because we are at the critical stage now, and we needed people who will be able to move the association to a much greater height.
The NISA election will define the direction of the maritime industry in Nigeria and make the maritime industry an alternative to the nation's reliance on oil, which will create more job opportunities for Nigerians. Marine notice from the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency NIMASA. To all ship owners, all ship operators, all masters of ships, all boat operators, all ship agents. Medical advice on Ebola virus. Notice is hereby given that there has been reported cases of individuals infected with Ebola virus, particularly within some Western African countries, and confirmed cases in Nigeria. Vessel owners and operators are required to 1. Report sick or diseased crew or passengers on board within the last 26 days to Nimasa Port Health Services. 2. Masters should inform Nimasa's officers boarding their vessels of any ill person on board. Some points to note concerning Ebola virus. 1. Crew or persons could be infected if they come into contact with blood or body fluid from somebody who is sick or has died from Ebola. Sick wildlife or bushmeat from infected animals. Healthcare personnel caring for Ebola patients, family, friends in close contact with ill person are at high risk. 2. Symptoms include fever, headache, joint and muscle pains, sore throat and weakness, followed by diarrhea, vomiting and stomach pain, skin rashes, red eyes, and internal and external bleeding by patients. 3. Sanitizers should be placed on board and hands should be washed regularly on contact with any external object or persons. 4. Crew or persons should monitor their health status in the last 25 days if their vessels has been in an area with an Ebola virus outbreak. Be warned, Ebola virus is real. Signed, Management.
The essence of the sanitizer is to keep our people safe, is to be alert so that this deadly Ebola virus should not have inroad into Nigeria or any part of the country.
It's still Nimasa this week, and it is with great pleasure that we introduce to you our next guest. He's a doyen of our maritime industry and a major force in the ongoing revolution to transform Nigeria into a major maritime hub. This proud Nigerian has dedicated a large part of his life to the profession that he cherishes so much. It is therefore no wonder that he was unanimously endorsed as the chairman of the Nigerian Indigenous Shipowners Association when it was established, a post that he has held for the past 13 years. Now, in the course of covering the Nigerian Indigenous Shipowners Association elections, our waterways correspondent, Amanda Akpan, had the singular privilege of conducting a one-on-one interview with this maritime colossus, Chief Isaac Jolakwamo. Now, if you want to know what's going on in our maritime industry, or if you're curious as to what the future holds for our shipping industry, you need to stay tuned and pay attention to this one-on-one session.
Hello and welcome. It is the one-on-one interview segment on Nigeria's authoritative maritime show on television. I have the pleasure of hosting the president of the Nigerian Indigenous Ship Owners Association of Nigeria, Chief Isaac Jolakwamo. Welcome to the show, sir. As the president of Nimasa, how do you cater for the interests of your members?
Well, I cannot praise myself in that regard, but to people of conscience, everybody knows that I have put in myself last for whatever privileges that is coming. The interest has always been let the people that has invested in this industry have the benefit of that investment, in addition to creating job opportunities for our seafarers.
Can you share with us some of the challenges faced while doing your duties?
It's been turbulent. I mean, it is some few years back now that we are sitting together with Maritime Administration or with the Ministry of Transport. It has always been misunderstanding all these years, and that is the years that I call the years when we are in trenches. So it's been very, very turbulent, and well, we got the recognition at the end of the day. So we believe it is time now to come out and partner with the government to achieve the desired objective for the development of the industry.
The international oil companies, that is the IC, are supposed to give jobs to the indigenous ship owners in Nigeria. This is coming under the cabotage regime. Have they been able to comply with this law? Well,
they have not been complying, and it's deliberate. It's deliberate because we also have our own blame. We cannot put every blame to the other party. They've not been complying because we have made it easy for them not to comply. Today, what you get is a foreign company just registered itself in Nigeria and uses my brother as the MD of the company, and he goes for a Nigerian company. Everybody knows that this company is a foreign company from France or from Greece or from... So we are also part of the problem of shooting ourselves in the leg.
If you are to rate the performance of the present Director General of Nimasa in person of Mr. Ziakeda Patrick Apubulikani, how would you rate his performance so far since assumption of office? And how's the relationship been so far between Nimasa and Nimasa?
I'm not somebody who praises, but let's give the dues to those that is the first DG that came to ISAM on resumption of office, came to us to come and say, let us work together. And since then, I've taken him like my brother. He's doing what's supposed to be done to improve all the rot is not the one that caused it. It's just trying to, you know, they said when a big problem pull you down, the small ones will crack up. So it's trying to take the small problem. It's the big problem that pulled. Soon he will get to that one too and be able to pull it off. But in fairness, he has done well. And our relationship has improved to a level where, I mean, we can always discuss rather than quarrel over the paper like headlines and what have you in the past. So I commend him. He's doing a good job.
And so we come to the end of this week's edition of our show. Now, please don't forget, Nimasa this week is interactive. We want to respond to your comments, your questions, and sometimes even your criticisms. All you need to do is to send an email to the address currently showing on your screen. Now, I'm going to be here, same time, same station next week. Until then, we're wishing you smooth sailing and bon voyage.